Good morning, students. In the previous video, I explained about the various phases of spermatogenesis. Now, in this video, I will explain the ploidy level of cells during spermatogenesis. That means the cell have N, that is haploid cells, and 2N means diploid cell. N means the cells contain only half set of chromosomes, and 2N means that means the cells contain complete set of chromosomes. You know that in the normal human body they have 46 chromosomes, and where 46 chromosomes, the cell is considered diploid. Means what? It is complete set of chromosomes present. And where the cells having N means haploid, means the cell have only half set of chromosomes. You know the germ cells of testis is known as spermatogonia. It is already explained. Okay. So during spermatogenesis, before the meiosis, all the cells will have the diploid set. That means 2n number of chromosomes, means 46 chromosomes. And after the meiosis, all the cells will be the half set of chromosomes. So this is the spermatogonium, that is the germ cells of testis. Okay, so it will be 2n, means 46 chromosomes. Okay, again before the meiosis, this is multiplication phase. This is spermatogonium also during a multiplication phase. So all cells in the multiplication phase will be diploid because there is no meiosis takes place. Mitosis, by the mitosis division, spermatogonium increases its number. Now come to the next. In growth phase, again it will be 2n because there is no meiosis. But this cell is primary spermatocyte. But when primary spermatocyte enters into maturation phase, means it will undergo meiosis division, meiosis first and meiosis second. So the cell becomes haploid because meiosis division takes place. So this is the secondary spermatocyte will be N because meiosis division reduce the number of chromosomes in the daughter cells. Okay. This is the meiosis second. Again it become N. In the spermatid, the ploidy level will be N. And finally, sperms will carry also N number of chromosomes, means haploid set of chromosomes. So once again, spermatogonium will be diploid, means 2n number of chromosomes. Primary spermatocyte diploid, secondary spermatocyte haploid, spermatids haploid, and sperms haploid. So this is the ploidy level of cells during spermatogenesis. Now see next topic. Okay. Hormonal regulation engaged during spermatogenesis in human male. This topic is very important. Hormonal regulation during spermatogenesis. Hormonal regulation. Hormonal regulation during spermatogenesis. How spermatogenesis regulates spermatogenesis? Hormonal regulation during spermatogenesis. Okay. So first of all, it is controlled by two endocrine glands, hypothalamus and pituitary gland, and various types of cells involved. So first of all, suppose that you know well there are two endocrine glands involved. The first one is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. It is present in the brain region. Both hypothalamus and pituitary gland present in the brain region, and both are an example of endocrine glands. So hypothalamus secretes a hormone known as GnRH, means gonadotropin releasing hormone. GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone, GnRH. Okay, once again, hypothalamus releases a hormone known as gonadotropin releasing hormone, and this hormone acts on pituitary gland. This hormone acts on pituitary gland. Pituitary gland. Or you can say this hormone stimulates pituitary gland to release two hormones. Okay, to release two hormones. The first hormone is known as LH. that means luteinizing hormone. LH. LH stands for luteinizing hormone. Okay, and FSH stands for follicle stimulating hormone. Once again, during regulation of hormone in human male, first of all, the hypothalamus endocrine gland releases hormone known as GnRH. GnRH stands for gonadotropin releasing hormone. This hormone stimulates pituitary gland to release two hormones again, and these hormones are LH. LH stands for luteinizing hormone and FSH stands for follicle stimulating hormone. This LH acts on Leydig cells of testes. Leydig cells of testes. Leydig cells, also known as interstitial cells. This LH acts on Leydig cells to release which hormone? Testosterone, and promotes the process of spermatotestosterone. Okay, first of all, this LH acts on Leydig cells to release testosterone, which help in the process of or which promotes spermatogenesis. Okay, come to the next. When the pituitary gland releases follicle stimulating hormone, it further stimulates two factors, that is known as, first one is known as two factors. First one is known as ABP and second one is known as inhibin. ABP, androgen binding protein. ABP stands for androgen binding protein. Okay, and second one is known as inhibin. Androgen binding protein and inhibin. Okay, so this androgen binding protein concentrates the level of testosterone in the seminiferous tubules of testes. This androgen binding protein concentrates the level of testosterone in the seminiferous tubules of testes, whereas inhibin, when the sperm count is too much high, then inhibin suppress the FSH to the formation of sperm. Inhibin suppress or suppress FSH for the formation of sperms or spermatogenesis. So once again, see regulation done by two endocrine glands. First one is known as hypothalamus and second one is known as pituitary gland. So first of all, during regulation, hypothalamus releases hormone known as gonadotropin releasing hormone, GnRH. This GnRH acts on pituitary gland and it again this gland releases two hormones. First one is known as LH and second one is known as FSH. This LH acts on Leydig cells to release testosterone and promote the process of spermatogenesis, means formation of sperm, whereas FSH further acts on two proteins, that is ABP and inhibin. ABP stands for androgen binding protein. This protein concentrates the level of testosterone in the seminiferous tubules, whereas inhibin suppress the FSH when sperm count is too much high in the human male body. So this is the hormonal regulation in case of human male. Once again, GnRH stands for gonadotropin releasing hormone. Okay, LH stands for luteinizing hormone. FSH stands for follicle stimulating hormone. Okay, ABP stands for androgen binding protein, and inhibin is the protein also. So this is the hormonal regulation in case of human male during spermatogenesis. Now see the structure of sperm in case of human male. Sperm, also known as the male gametes or the male sex cell in case of human male. Sperm. See some basic things about sperm. Human sperm. Structure of human sperm. First see is human sperm. Human sperm. Okay. Human sperms are motile. Okay. Flagellated. Okay. And it is motile, flagellated and haploid means it contains only half set of chromosomes, means only 23 chromosomes. The human sperms are motile, flagellated and haploid. Motile means it has flagella. It can move from one part to another part of the body. Haploid means it contains only half set of chromosome, and a typical human sperm consists of 4 parts. First part is known as head, second part is known as neck, third part is known as middle piece, and fourth part is known as tail. So this is the basic things of the human sperm. Human sperm is motile, flagellated, haploid. A typical human sperm having 4 parts. First part is known as head, second part is known as neck, third part is known as middle piece, and fourth part is known as tail. Now see the structure of human sperm. This human sperm produced inside the seminiferous tubules after the process of spermatogenesis. A typical human sperm having 4 parts. First is head, second part is neck, third part is middle piece, and fourth part is tail. Now see structure of human sperm. Structure of human sperm. Okay, structure of human sperm. So this is the nucleus. Okay, and there is one structure kept like that. First, see, this is the triangular shape nucleus, and there is a depression in the nucleus at the posterior part. Okay, and there is a cap-like structure that is known as acrosome. This cap-like structure is known as acrosome. Okay, and finally the whole part is covered with the surrounded by the cell membrane. Surrounded by cell membrane, the whole part. So this is the head part contains 2 spaces, and after the head there is a constriction, very sharp area known as neck. After neck there is a broader part known as middle piece, and finally this middle piece form a long structure that is known as tail. Okay. So how many parts of human sperm? There are 4 parts. Okay. First part is known as head. So this is the head part. First part is known as head. Second part is known as neck. It is very short neck. Third part is known as middle piece, and fourth part is known as tail. Okay. In the head, you can see there is a special cap-like structure present at the anterior part of the nucleus. This structure is known as acrosome. This structure is known as acrosome, and this acrosome synthesized from the Golgi body of the cell. This acrosome secretes hormone known as sperm lysine that penetrates the wall of ovum during the process of fertilization. Once again, the head of the sperm contains 2 structures known as nucleus and acrosome. So what is the function of acrosome? Acrosome is a cap-like structure which is present at the upper part of the nucleus. It is synthesized from the Golgi body. Okay, and this acrosome secretes an enzyme known as sperm lysine that penetrates the wall of ovum during the process of fertilization. Okay, without the acrosome, the sperm cannot penetrate the wall of ovum during the process of fertilization. Now see nucleus. Nucleus stores the genetic material DNA that participates in fertilization. This nucleus enters into the ovum. Okay, so nucleus contains chromosome, or you can say DNA, that take part in the process of fertilization. Now see, in the neck region there are two structures present. One structure present in the depressions, other present in the neck region. This structure is known as centriole. This structure is known as centriole. And the centriole which is present towards the nucleus known as proximal centriole. And the nucleus which is present, the centriole which is present towards the nucleus known as proximal centriole, whereas the centriole which is present in the middle piece known as distal centriole. This proximal centriole help in the cleavage of the zygote, whereas with the help of distal centriole it help in the formation of axial filament. Okay, formation of axial filament. So axial filament synthesized formed by the distal centriole. This is the axial filament, a special structure synthesized from the distal centriole. This is the axial filament. Okay, at the middle piece it contains a huge number of mitochondria that provides energy to the sperm to reach from vagina to the oviduct. So these are spirally arranged mitochondria. Spirally arranged mitochondria that provide energy to the sperm to reach from vagina to the oviduct and complete the process of fertilization. And its tail provides motility to the sperm. So with the help of tail, the sperm easily reach from the vagina to the oviduct and complete the process of fertilization. So once again, how many parts of human sperm? There are 4 parts. First part is known as head, second part is known as neck, third part is known as middle piece, and fourth part is known as tail. Head contains 2 structures, that is ectosome and the nucleus. Ectosome, it is the cap-like structure which is present at the anterior part of the nucleus. This ectosome synthesized from Golgi body, and this ectosome secretes an enzyme known as sperm lysine. This enzyme helps to penetrate the wall of ovum and complete the process of fertilization. Nucleus stores the DNA, or you can say genetic material that enters into the ovum and during the process of fertilization. This nucleus contains 23 chromosomes. Okay. Now see, neck region contains 2 centriole, proximal centriole and distal centriole. Proximal centriole help in the first cleavage of the zygote, whereas the second centriole help in the formation of the axial filament. Okay. In the middle piece, it contains spirally arranged mitochondria that provides energy to the sperm to reach from vagina to the oviduct and complete the process of fertilization, whereas the tail provides motility to the sperm. So this is all about the structure of the sperm in case of human male. Okay. In the next video, I will explain the second type of gametogenesis, that is oogenesis. Okay. So today I have explained about the ploidy level in the ploidy level of cells during spermatogenesis. Second topic I have completed hormonal regulation in case of human male during spermatogenesis, and third structure of the sperm. Once again, what is the function of head? Head contains 2 structures, ectosome and the nucleus. Ectosome help in the secretion of the enzyme known as sperm lysine that penetrate the wall of ovum during the process of fertilization, and the nucleus stores the DNA for fertilization, for fusion of the egg. And neck contains 2 centrioles. First centriole help in the cleavage of the zygote, first cleavage of the zygote, and second help in the formation of the axial filament. This is the axial filament. Axial filament made up of special kind of protein. Okay, so this is the detailed structure of human sperm and its function. In the next video, I will explain the complete process of oogenesis, that is second type of gametogenesis. This process occurs in human female. Thank you.